Hi everybody, my name is Taylor Green. I'm one of the audiologists here at Audiology Associates.
My name is Rhys Barber. I'm the other audiologist here at Audiology Associates. Welcome to day two. It's going to get really difficult when we get about 10 of Waxvent. Thank you very much for watching the video today, guys. This is my patient, very impacted. Oh, I remember this patient now. Very sort of impacted wax. I was about to say deep, but it's not deep because I think this patient has a false fundus. So let's take a look. Beyond that, I'm pretty sure this is the one. If not, we'll just stop it and I'll go back and revoice it over.
They've always kind of fascinated me, really, the false fundus and how the ear just tries to repair itself. And
we talked. I think it was in. It might not have been last video, it might have been a couple of videos before. We talked about the migration process with skin. Now this happens where if you get infection or something like that, it interrupts the migration process. Then you end up with these sort of, it can almost trigger this start or formation of a false fundus, a really odd, or if you don't know what it is, it's almost like a second thick layer of skin. So you've got your eardrum, but this is about halfway down the ear canal in most cases, and it's a very, very thick layer. I bet it's not false fundus. I bet this is the wrong patient. But hang on, let me not say anything else, just in case it's the eardrum. No, it is the false fundus. There you go. So yeah, you get this really thick layer that has its own blood supply, so you can't suck this out. This would have to be surgically removed. And the problem is then, if it's, if you've got it because of scarring or an interruption of the migration process, you go in there and do some surgery, you're going to end up causing more scarring, you're more likely to have it again. So most patients just opt to wear a hearing aid, and they find it a lot easier. Get the sound loud enough, it'll sort of vibrate through the false fundus there as well.
Yeah, so essentially, to give you a picture on what's happening, this particular patient potentially has two eardrums.
Yeah.
So this thick layer of skin, and then just behind, not far behind, will be the actual eardrum.
Yep. So there's no wax. Now, lots of people ask, it's one of the questions that when we've ever done a false, do they get wax behind the fundus? Well, the answer to that is no, because it's skin migration beyond that. So it's literally just going to be bits of skin and stuff like that are going to be behind there. So it's, you wouldn't really do anything with it. A lot of patients opt not to do anything with it unless it's causing infections or other problems as well. But that would have to be a surgical removal. But this is just a little bit of wax on this side. So the same patient, the other ear canal as well. There are two patients today, guys, sorry, in our compilation. Mine's the first one, Taylor's the second.
I got the longest one as usual.
So it's coming away. This is quite hard. Now this patient does come through on a regular basis, probably about every 12 months thereabouts to get their ears cleaned out. Okay. They are a hearing aid patient as well, so they have got some hearing aids from us. I know.
Oh, I was just going to say, you can kind of see the sides trying to suction into that tube there.
You've got to be really careful when that starts to happen, just because you are more likely to get the whole thing collapsing around the side. Have you seen those videos where people put them, they're in their bin bags or something, and they suck the air out with a vacuum cleaner? See people do that?
Oh yeah.
It's kind of a bit like, imagine like sealing the end and then sucking all the air out. Well, of course, you're going to cause real pressure on that eardrum with the potential of a bit of barotrauma. So it's something that you've got to be really, really careful of. There are some lifting, very narrow though, isn't it? Look at that. A lot of dead skin in here as well.
Yeah, you tend to find. Again, this is just purely from experience, really. I mean, we normally see the skin in the ear like this. You can see it's kind of inflamed. There's a little bit of swelling possibly in there as well. Yeah. We tend to see this quite a lot also with patients with skin issues like eczema or psoriasis. Oh, look.
I know, it's so narrow. You've literally got, you can't even get the Jobson horn in there. I've got to kind of put it in sideways and twist it to get it through.
That's a really tricky one, to be fair.
It's not easy. And I think the fact that when you couple that with a dry canal, it's drying that wax out so it hardens into the shape of the canal. And then you can't get it out to the entrance of the canal, so it's just dry too big.
I'm surprised you're getting the suction tube in there, to be fair.
It was a difficult one to do.
Do you have to get one of us to hold the ear open?
Not on that. I have done the past, but not on that one. Not on that one. I think I just enough room to sort of push it open to the one side. Don't forget, guys, if you do have problems with your ears, if you want me to record you a lovely Christmas message, you can always do that by checking out the link tree in the description. I'll take you through, and you can click on whichever part of that you want to find out information about us. You can always book yourself an appointment to see myself with lovely Miss Taylor Green. Sans tinsel though, because tinsel's a Waxvent thing. We don't wear this for patients as well because it's mega itchy.
Tinsel.
Oh, yeah, I got a sore throat. Yeah, tinselitis. Yeah, we are available for bookings. All Christmas cracker jokes as well, guys.
That was a proper dad joke.
That was a good school. That was a good school dad joke. Do you know my favourite dad joke?
Go on.
What do you call a dog that can do magic tricks?
No idea.
A labracadabrador.
It's the squeak. Oh goodness. Okay. Brilliant.
You can tell it's Christmas. We've wound down there, guys. That's it.
We will cry if we don't laugh. So that's why we laugh.
That was 2.5 centimetres an inch as well. I did manage to see that. So this is your patient now.
This is mine now. So looks a little bit different. Bit wet almost. Standard size Zollner tube we've got going in here. We've had a lot of people asking what this is actually called, the tube that we use, and it's Zollner.
Zollner tube.
Zollner. Zoellner.
Don't ask me.
Zoellner.
I can't remember.
Pronounced. Not pronounced. What's the term? Zoellner. Zoellner.
Zoellner, yeah.
Zollner.
Zollner tube.
Zollner tube.
Named after Mr. Zollner, I presume.
Yeah.
There you go. So it's coming away nicely, this one. Look at that. You're rolling this one.
Yeah, I thought this was going to be really, really soft and like kind of sticky to start with, but no, it's actually all holding together quite nicely at the moment. Quite tight in there though. That's why it's not moving that's why it's not moving easily. Trying to get a good grip. You'll sometimes see us, I can't get my words out today. You'll see us sometimes propping the Zollner tube against the wax and not really moving anywhere, because what happens then, we build up the pressure, build up the suction, we get a good grip, and that pressure slowly builds up and we're able to then sort of pull it a little bit better.
You can see it almost looks like a bit of a cocoon, doesn't it? It's really solid. You can also use the edge of the Zollner tube as well, just to chip and sort of roll it down the canal.
Oh, a bit of a turbo wiggle again. I cannot speak.
It's the flashing lights. It's pretty off.
Yes, pretty
I
off.
think that's what it is. This is coming now. Here we go.
Eventually, we are literally out of the ear now. I'm just waiting for it to come. There you go.
Oh, look at that piece right down in. That's going to be. Is that going to come away nicely?
I'm just hoping this is going to go.
Well, it might do. Oh, look at that. Practically jumped into the Zollner suction tube.
I was almost kind of hoping more of it would come away, and I didn't want to put the patient in any discomfort, so I left that little bit of stain in there. So yeah, we've got a massive piece of wax there. Where we got
huge.
A centimetre?
Just under half an inch. I'm going to go with that one.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you so much for watching our video again today for day 2 of Waxvent. Stay tuned tomorrow for day 3. But as always, guys, take care of yourselves.
Take care of your ears.
And take care of one another. And we'll see you again real soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye.